Alright, we're cruising into one of my favorite stretches in Meghalaya. Umiam Lake on the left, pine trees all around, and these perfect twisties leading towards Shillong and further down to Cherrapunji. This road has character. You can actually feel its history when you ride. You know, Umiam Lake looks ancient, like it's been here forever. Calm water, mist in the morning, fishermen drifting quietly. But the fun part is, this lake is actually younger than your grandparents. Before that, this was a deep valley. When they built the Umiam Dam for a hydroelectric project, the water slowly climbed up and formed this massive lake. Imagine watching a whole valley disappear underwater and a new landscape waking up. Nature adapted, people adapted, and today it's one of the most iconic spots in Meghalaya. But the real soul of the place comes from a Khasi legend. The name Umiam isn't a government invention. It comes from a story about two sister goddesses journeying from the heavens. One reached these hills safely, the other got lost along the way. The tears she shed out of grief filled the valley, so locals call this the Water of Tears. And trust me, when you see this lake early in the morning with that fog floating above the surface, the legend makes complete sense. It feels otherworldly. Now the road ahead takes us towards Shillong, the old British era capital. The city has a strange way of mixing tribal culture and colonial leftovers into one tight little bowl of clouds and music. But Shillong's roots go much deeper. The name itself comes from Le Shillong, the guardian deity who is believed to live on Shillong Peak. The Khasi people have worshipped him for centuries. That connection to nature, to the hills, to the spirits, it's in everything here, from the festivals to the way people treat the land. Then the British arrived in the 19th century. Classic story. They were melting in the Assam heat, looked up at these cool pine-covered slopes, and instantly decided to set up camp. By 1874, they moved the capital of the new province of Assam to Shillong. That's why the place still feels like a hill station straight out of an old photo album. Walk around Shillong and you'll see it. Churches, cottages, narrow roads, British-style schools. But alongside that, you hear the real heartbeat of the city, the Khasi culture and their incredible love for music. I'm convinced Shillong has more guitarists per square kilometer than Bangalore has software engineers. I'm not even joking. Every second kid plays an instrument. That's why people call it the rock capital. As Meghalaya became a separate state in 1972, Shillong became its capital again. But unlike big, busy capitals, Shillong still keeps that laid-back vibe. Clouds drift through the streets, pine needles fall all year, and the food scene is wild if you know where to look. And look at this again, the lake flashing through the trees. Hard to believe it's only about 60 years old. This whole stretch we're riding through was shaped by stories, gods, colonizers, engineers, and of course, the land itself. The hills here don't just exist, they host, they carry stories. And the fun part of riding through Meghalaya is that you don't have to push hard. The roads invite you. They aren't just tarmac, they're part of the experience. Every turn is like flipping to the next page of a storybook. As we head closer towards the Cherrapunji side, you start feeling the shift. The air gets cooler, the roads open up, and the hills stretch out like giant green waves. But the history of Shillong and the legend of Umiam stay with you. These aren't places you just visit, they stay in your head. So yeah, that's a little slice of the past behind the scenery you're looking at. A lake born from myth and machinery. A city shaped by gods, tribes, colonizers, and clouds. If you ever visit Shillong or Umiam, take your time, listen to the silence, listen to the stories, and take this ride. This is the real Meghalaya.